Here we have a sad math question. Victor wants to sell 3 watches, each at the same price. After negotiating with customers, however, he ends up selling one at a 30% discount, one at a 20% discount, and one at a 10% discount. If Victor sold the watches for a total of $240, how much money did he lose by giving the discount? Okay, so Victor actually wants to sell 3 watches, and all the 3 watches he wants to sell at the same price. So that same price we can assign some variable for the terminology same price. So let X dollars be the selling price of each watch. Okay, but he didn't sell each watch for X dollars. He sold the first watch at a 30% off, at a 30% discount. Okay, now let's find the selling price of the first watch. So he sold the first watch at a 30% discount. So selling price of the first watch is equal to, since 30% discount means has reduced the price by 30%. Since it has decreased the price by 30%, subtract 30 from 100% of the original price, that is X. Okay, so 100 negative 30 is going to be 70% of X. So if I convert this one to decimal, it will become 0.7 times X. So the selling price of the first watch after 30% discount is 0.7X. So the same way we have to find the selling price of the second watch and third watch as well. Okay, let's find the selling price of the second watch. Okay, so the selling price of the second watch is equal to, so he sold the second watch at 20% discount. So we have to decrease 20% from the, 20%. We have to reduce the price of the second watch by 20%. So this subtract 20 from 100% of the actual price of the watch, that is X. So 80% of X. If I convert this one to decimal, 80 over 100, it will become 0.8 times X. Okay, now let's find the selling price of the third watch. So for the third one, it has given a discount at 10%. That is, we have to decrease the selling price of the third watch by 10%. So subtract 10 from 100% of the actual price of the watch, that is X. So 90% of X. So 90% will become 0.9. OF means times X, 0.9X. Okay, now I got the selling price of the first watch, second watch, and third watch. So the information says Victor sold the watches for a total of $240. So that is, if I add the selling prices of all the 3 watches, they will add up to $240. So let's do that. So selling price of the first watch is 0.7X. Selling price of the second one is 0.8X. The selling price of the third one is 0.9X. So when I add the selling price of all 3 watches, I'll be getting total money for which he has sold all the 3 watches, that is $240. Okay, when I add 0.7X, 0.8X, 0.9X, it will be 2.4X equals to 240. So now to solve for X, I'm dividing both sides by 2.4. So it's 2.4 will cancel out. So here we have 1 digit after the decimal point. Actually, it's a no calculator section, so we are not supposed to use calculator. So if I get rid of the decimal point in denominator, easily I can do the division. Since there is only 1 digit after the decimal point, I multiply both numerator and denominator by 10 to get rid of the decimal point in denominator over here. Okay, on the left side I have X. When I multiply this 240 by 10, I'll be getting 2400. 2.4 by 10, it will be 24. So 24 goes into 24 one times here, 24 goes into 24 one times, and we have 2 zeros. So X equals to 100. So the actual price of each watch is $100. So what is the total of actual price of all the 3 watches? So we have to multiply by 3. So 3 times 100 equals to 3x equals to, we get $300. So the total of actual price of all the 3 watches is $300. So in case Victor has sold all the 3 watches at the rate of at $100 each, so he would have received $300, but after discount has sold only for $240. So to know how much money he lost, so we have to find the difference between the total of the actual price of all the 3 watches, $300, and the total money for which he has sold all the three watches. So 300 negative 240. So that gives us $60. So since Victor sold the watches in discounts, he has lost $60. So the correct answer for this question is option B.